Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. It is this time it's the match preview for Sunderland FC versus Norwich on Saturday. As promised on our last video and on our streams we've been doing, we promised you we'll be doing it from a different location, and as promised we have delivered. Normally we do them from over there in the car park, and this time we're doing it here. Do you like our new view? It's lovely, isn't it? But no, on a serious note, with me working and putting about, we've just plonked ourselves where we could.
Aye.
First things first, score predictions for the Stoke City game, who, as you know, they sacked the manager after the defeat against Sunderland.
They did.
What a shame, eh?
Mad.
But there was 5 people who predicted the correct score of 1-0. This is the names. Harry McIntosh for the 3rd game in a row. Whatever you predict for this game, I'm sticking me freaking life savings on it, all right? Leighton Magnus, Smithy, Black Cats FTM, and apologies already for this pronunciation, but Noah De Croyoneri. Well done, you've all predicted 1-0.
So remember to comment below your score prediction and we'll mention you in the next match preview, which, Stephen, we're playing on, I didn't even realise, Rotherham on Wednesday night. So it's going to be a late kick-off. They obviously just come down from the Premier League. They're currently 8th. They've won 2 games at home, but the away form's not that good. They've lost 2. And they've obviously drew against Wigan at home as well.
They haven't won at home. They haven't got any points away from home yet this season.
Nah.
But the only thing is for me is they've won the last 2 games off the bounce. So they'll have a bit of confidence about them. They might be feeling more up for it. They're on a bit of a roll, if you will, a little bit of a small roll.
They've got some really good players.
Yeah.
Obviously, Walnar Pookie from the Premier League days, watching him, he's a really good striker. But what's been making a name for himself, especially this season, has been Joshua Sargent up top. The American, I think he scored 2 last game against Millwall.
Halfway inside the Millwall half, nice pass to Sargent, on to Sinani, back to Sargent, could this be the chance? Oh, Dal plays it inside towards Sargent, can he get his second? Oh, he does!
I didn't say it, but my mother, Janet Usher, there you go, as you mentioned, she watched the Norwich game last week.
Aye.
And she was on the phone straight away. She was like, there's some floppy-haired ginger fella up front for Norwich. She went through the defence as if they weren't even there. She went, he's one to watch, otherwise he could punish us. So, yes, we know he's got 3 goals so far this season. He seems to be their in-form man so far this season, and he's definitely one to watch. Hopefully our back line will be able to contain him.
They've got a few ex-Mags playing for them as now. Do you want to go through the list what they've got?
Well, they've got one, they've got Grant Hanley, but he's just an A1 really.
No.
They've got Isaac Hayden, who's been with Newcastle for a while until they got all the money, and then they decided to ship him out on loan.
Aye.
And they've got the goalkeeper, Tim Krul. Now, Tim Krul is an outstanding goalkeeper in my eyes.
Oh, definitely.
And it's not often I say this about ex-Mags, but he's also a really, really top bloke. One of my very good mates from the army, he's got a son with disabilities, and Tim Krul, even though he's left Newcastle years and years ago, he still comes up, gives him birthday presents, comes and meets him, spends time with him, and he does a lot of charity. So I like you, Tim Krul. You're a decent bloke. However, you're a mag reject, and I hope you get absolutely walloped on Saturday. Right, Paul, I also got a little bit excited because when I was looking at the players for Norwich, there was one of the players who scored for them in one of the games this season. His initial is M. Nunes. And I'm not going to lie, as Sunderland fans, the younger ones maybe not know, but the older ones certainly will. When I seen M. Nunes, I got slightly excited, and I quickly went on, like, I need to see a picture of this, expecting to see some tiny little fella. And it wasn't, unfortunately.
Who could jump higher than you.
A tiny little fella who could clear two cars.
Easy.
But unfortunately, it's not him, it's somebody else. But, you know.
They've got a really good squad. You've got Cantwell, McLean. They've kept some of the Premier League players what they had. Well,
they've kept quite a few, to be fair.
Quite a few, to be honest. And they're starting to, like you said, they've won 2. So this is not going to be an easy game for us on Saturday, is it?
But to be honest, this is the game where I've got the least amount of confidence in so far this season, if that makes any sense.
Our hardest game of the season.
Yes, for me it's going to be our hardest challenge.
Definitely.
Now I know, obviously we've been doing really well at home, especially since Alex Neil's coming and things like that, and obviously we're going to have nearly 40,000 there, if not more. So we will be the 12th man. And as you know, Norwich have got a thing about in the history about certain old haggard women coming on the pitch at half time and requesting the 12th man. Come on, let's be having you. Where are you? She's not going to be doing none of that, and the Sunderland staff and chairman don't need to do that because we're always there as the 12th man for every game.
That, you know, I kind of get that video out my head if I'm digging that. And to be honest,
pissed up Delia Smith.
All of the Norwich supporters, they were fuming.
Oh God, because
couldn't-
they knew they were going to get ridiculed for it for decades and decades.
And there's us two idiots doing it now.
Right? You know what I mean?
You know, it's got to be done. But listen, moving on to Sunderland. Well, obviously, we'll give you our score predictions just after we talk about Sunderland. Our last game, Stephen, it wasn't our best game against Stoke.
No,
but we got the job done.
That's what we both said after the game. We got the job done, and it's nice to see it on the other foot for once, because normally we dominate and then throw it away, and this time we managed to see it through.
Well, that happened against
the 1-0 win.
That happened against Coventry.
Yeah,
it happened against QPR, and
it's happened numerous times over the last 4 years.
It sickened us, really, didn't it?
Of course it does.
But like Stephen says, it was nice to be on the other end, and like I've said to you a few times, it's the signs of a good team is a team that wins when they're playing crap. They're shite, you know what I mean?
Grinding out results.
Grinding out results. And another thing, we've just signed Geeson Bennett this morning.
Geeson Bennett.
And it only got announced. It only got announced this morning, really early.
Right, I know that. But let's be honest, as you said in the video you did before, he's been travelling here for a month.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
You're telling me.
He got on his pedalo in June.
He did.
He's only just arrived here today. He arrived yesterday, done his medical and all that.
Aye.
I don't think he's going to be involved in the squad. But in fact, I'm pretty confident in he won't be involved in the squad so far.
No, I know.
He's travelled a lot. He's only young. Alison even said himself he needs to learn the language and he needs to acclimatise. Because, believe it or not, for some of you who've never left Sunderland before, Costa Rica is rather hotter than what it is in the northeast. So he's got to acclimatise, get used to things. I mean, with them being so young, we've signed him on a 4-year deal with the option of adding a 5th year. So I don't think Alison is going to rush him in and try and throw him to the wolves too early. I think he's going to let him bet himself in, get used to playing with the players, and then I think what we'll see first from Geeson is he'll be on the bench for so many games, but this will be in a few weeks' time, I reckon, and then he'll come on as an impact and gradually get used to it, and then we'll take it from there.
That's just for any signing, really. You can't expect them just to walk
in. Especially at someone of that age.
Apart from Sims.
Yeah, but apart someone of that age.
And another thing I'll quickly, me and Gia were on the stream. Well, you said it first, and I agree with you because I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Brian OVIEDO, Agent Brian, obviously had something to do with it because I put a tweet out, and he more or less confirmed it.
Wait, did I?
Because I said, cheers OVIEDO. Obviously,
cheers, Agent OVIEDO.
Aye, cheers, Agent OVIEDO. I said,
and he liked it.
And he liked the tweet.
And he had a bit of a, you know what I mean?
Aye, I was like, come on!
shouting out the windows of his house, everybody!
I couldn't wait to tell him I was out of the moon. But like I said, you've got to look at the player first. You can't just toss him in at the deep end. He's obviously gone and say what he's like on the training ground. You know what I mean?
Of course,
we're still short. We still need a solid centre mid.
Yes, you are. You are still short.
I'm 5'10". We need a centre mid, solid, strong centre mid. Do you know, like, can you remember Kamara from?
I keep mentioning him. I'm sure.
Do you know why?
I have nightmares of him on your wall.
I have nightmares about him. That the 2 games what we had, he absolutely skinned us alive, and he gave us nightmares them 2 days. So I would love to sign him. Then fullbacks, 100% fullbacks, and technically we've only got 2 recognised strikers on the pitch.
Yes.
I know Bennett.
He can play as a striker. He's more of a left winger, but he can play as a forward man.
He's Costa Rica's number 9, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he can do the job, but I'd still like a bit more of an experienced one to come in, like maybe a championship striker or something like that. But looking at Norwich, Stephen, how do you think it's going to go? The full game and your score prediction, how do you think it's...
Well, look, obviously they were in the Premier League last season, as we've already spoken about. The squad is still very, very strong. They might not have got off to the greatest start of what they were hoping for this season. But for me, I think it's going to be a very, very tough game. They've still got a very strong squad. They're capable of opening teams up. But so far this season, they've showed the fact that they are leaking goals as well, which could play in our favour because we are very good going forward at the moment. We've got great things going down the wing. We've got Sims and Stewart up front who are both working well together, and they seem to be getting better every game. Like I said before, this is the game I'm most nervous about so far this season. But I mean, God knows what the team's going to be because Dan Neil's back in contention.
Aye.
So I don't know what he's going to go with. I think Corey Evans will start, but then it's does Dan Neil get straight back in, or does Mcglynn keep his place, or does he play Embleton? So I don't know what he's going to go with. Me personally, I'd stick with Mcglynn.
Would you?
Mcglynn and Corey Evans. That's me. I'd have Mcglynn and Corey Evans, and then I'd have Wright in instead of O'Nien at the back. and then everything else would be the same.
Well, to be honest, I'm glad you mentioned Onana, because I totally forgot about him playing at centre-back.
He's a ticking time bomb.
He is.
Don't get me wrong, I love him, but I'd rather see him playing in midfield. Yeah, he's done a decent job for us at centre-back. But like you say, he's it proved at Stoke first half. Him and Murtagh.
He should have been sent off 4-9.
Yes, he should have.
The video, that was a terrible tackle. But looking at it, I totally agree with you. He's a ticking time bomb, and especially playing in defence, in and around that box, he could easily give away a penalty, couldn't he? But looking at it, for me, I think Corey Evans has got to come back into the team. He picked up a knock. Yes, it was only like...
It was a minor knock. Thankfully, we didn't risk him, so it ended up being a long injury.
So now he's definitely back in the squad for me for Saturday.
Yeah.
The way he played against, was it QPR?
QPR was class.
That was his best game in the Sunderland shirt by a country mile. It just
showed class on Saturday when he came on. He came on at half time. The second half, he changed the game the way we played.
He did.
Because Stoke were by far the better team in the first half, and then I think we just nudged it in the second half being the better team. But that was down to Corey Evans' leadership and the way he controlled everything in the middle of the park.
For me, I totally agree with the 09 situation. I'd bring Bailey White back in.
Yeah.
Well, the way he made the changes at half time.
Bailey White was brilliant as well.
He brought Bailey White on, didn't he, for 09, because he could see it himself, Alex Neil. And that's why, obviously, fucking in Alex Neil we trust. So,
I was just going to say that. But regardless of what I think's going to happen or what he think's going to happen with the team, in Alex Neil we trust. So whatever he goes with, we'll back him 100%, and we will be there as the 12th man, like Delia Smith loves.
So what's your score prediction then, Stephen?
My score prediction, and I bet you cannot guess what it is.
Wait a minute. You went first last time.
I didn't, you did.
No, because I done the 1-1 and you went, and then after...
Go on, you know what my score prediction is going to be now.
My turn.
If you pitch my score prediction, I'm going to snap your hat off.
Right, I've got to say something random, so you did it. Right, for Saturday, I think this is the hardest test by a country mile. I'm going to go for a Sunderland 2-1. I can see it's conceding, but I'm also seeing Ross Stewart, Ellis Sims, Stewart the best striker in the championship at the minute. 2-1 win to us. Did I guess your score? No,
you should be able to guess my score.
I know what you're going to say.
My score is 3-1 to Sunderland.
You can.
But no one saw that coming, did they? But no, that's pretty much it for the match preview. Obviously, it's an early kick-off, half 12 kick-off. Me and Paul will be at the Bob Stokewell statue early. I don't know what time we'll exactly be there, but it'll be... I'm not on drink on Friday, so I'll be nice and fresh and bushy-eyed. We'll be there, half 12 kick-off, say, 11 o'clock?
Well, you said the band's footy's been cancelled.
It's been cancelled, so
you can get down early, can you?
Well, 11 o'clock's an hour and a half before kick-off.
Because we were put early last time.
So we'll see about 11 o'clock, we'll be at the statue. We'll be there for around about half an hour, 45 minutes, and then we'll be heading inside the ground.
Yep.
If you see us, come out, say hello. We won't bite.
Hit the thumbs up.
And subscribe if you're new.